Two Jack Rose, two Jack Rose.
Have you heard about the Gay Olympics?
Wait a second. Give me 1 second to make sure this is good. Now you mean to tell me there are gay Olympics? So, are they what I think they are? Are they Olympics for gay things?
Well,
Is it porn?
I should
Are
correct
you asking me about porn?
No, I'm not. And I
Okay.
should correct it because they are now called the Gay Games because the Olympic Committee sued them when they tried to call themselves the Gay Olympics.
Man, I feel like a lot of things call themselves the blank Olympics.
Not the gay people. Olympic Committee was like, no.
Because the Olympic Committee is like it's like an ancient, like it's a group from like this passed down. It's like an ancient tradition,
Yeah.
and from the first Olympic Games, they've been trying to like distance themselves from gayness because it was a bad look.
Yeah.
The naked oil wrestling was a bad look for the first Olympics. Kind of started off on the wrong foot, and they were trying to distance themselves ever since.
Yeah.
So, like the wing Olympics, I feel like there's been in everything else Olympics, but the gay Olympics, no,
Sued them.
not an actual competition.
Yep. What sports do you think they do at the Gay Olympics? Well, obviously porn. You think they do porn?
I think it's a porn. I mean, because
I'll tell you no. It's actual sports. They do
actual
sports.
Let me see. I mean, I'm just trying to think what's gay. You know, that's
Tell
tough,
us.
right? So, I guess, so the fastest person.
I like how you're like making up a sport right now. Like the fastest person to do what, Sydney?
I don't know, to like put together an outfit with $50 at the Gap.
No,
No,
they're sports.
that's not a sport.
No,
You
they're
don't
like
think that's a gay sport?
There's sports that you would find at the Winter or Summer Olympics.
Oh, so what sports do I think are gay?
Yeah,
That's the
yeah,
question.
yeah.
Like, not what are gay sports? Like,
No,
what would a gay sport? be?
running to catch a bus in high heels in the city.
Yeah,
Like,
that's a gay sport.
yeah.
Only gay people do that. I mean, if it's not pornographic.
It's not
Again.
pornographic.
Again, if we were doing gay sports that weren't pornographic, and that's what I came up with.
Okay.
I mean, keep in mind, you set that precedent early. However, sports that are gay.
Yeah.
All right. So, I don't know, beer pong?
No.
Like real sports.
Yeah.
Okay.
This is so hard for you.
It's really difficult
Yeah.
because most of track is gay, and I don't want to say it.
That's what
I don't wanna
the
admit it.
stumbling is, huh?
Yeah, it's mostly track.
Track and field is one of them.
Track and field is all of it.
There's two other ones.
Swimming?
No.
Gay people don't swim. They
No.
don't get their hair wet.
No. Well, they do dive.
That's very interesting.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, I guess.
Matching outfits. Come on.
So, yes, that's fair. So, it was synchronized diving. That's it.
I just said diving.
Just diving. So, they
Speedos.
Speedos. They wear Speedos. They do track. I guess it's like things you can do with your chin slightly in the air. I guess that's what I'm going for, right?
Yeah,
Like
yeah.
sports, you
Can
gotta-
can you think of the last one?
So let me lift my chin up.
What can you?
and
What
imagine
sport
a
can you do?
sport. So I can do track with my head 10 degrees to the
Yeah.
sky.
Yeah.
You know, with my. But you gotta pucker your lips, 10 degrees to the sky.
Should I give you? I want to give you one hint just to make
Okay.
sure that it's Winter or Summer Olympics.
Winter or Summer Olympics. Okay, so there's 3 sports altogether.
Mm-hmm.
So the last one is clearly in the winter category.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. I'm like moving my shoulders.
You look like
back
you
and
could
forth.
cross country ski like that.
Right? I feel like
You look
I feel
like you
a
are.
Ski thing, right?
Yeah.
Like a ski thing, like a ski jump for distance. You know, like the head is
Good form,
inflation
good
out there. Yeah, gay form. I feel like that would work for gay games, and so I'm gonna, because not the biathlon. I guess the biathlon will kind of work You know where they like cross country
And
ski to
shoot.
targets and then shoot.
Yeah, and it's like accessories. Like,
Yeah, because that cross country skiing is very sachet with your
Yeah.
chin up. Like, yes, they have a lot of accessories, a lot
like
of
their
accoutrements.
guns,
Yeah.
you know, like over the shoulder.
Yeah, they can wear the guns.
Not too many sports you get an over the shoulder.
That is funny if we just start calling sports to have anything with an over the shoulder holder. Okay?
Yeah.
You know, like biathlon, archery, rock climbing, because sometimes they put their
Yeah.
You know,
Yeah.
So what is the last gay sport? What is the last gay sport? 2045. There's one gay sport left.
Are you ready for it?
Yeah, what is it?
Figure skating.
Oh, of course.
And you can have same-sex couples in your figure skating.
How hilarious would it be if they did not allow same-sex couples? I mean, it's the gay games, but we're not the gay games. We're not the gay games. I mean, come on. Yeah.
And they did that. Those were the original three. They did add bowling, esports, and dodgeball.
Did bowling sue? What are esports? Just Madden?
I guess so. I don't know.
That's
Yeah, some
ridiculous.
gaming.
Just gaming. And what was the last one? Dodgeball? Is that what it was?
Dodgeball, yeah.
They were like getting back at their bullies.
Yeah, and like I mean, you didn't have to be. They did have some top level athletes at their games, but you don't have to be to participate.
Yeah.
And you can have HIV and still participate. It's a rule that they put out there.
Yeah, I don't see any of those sports being compromised by HIV positivity.
Yeah, yeah.
You know?
And they get a good amount of people. They get like 10,000 athletes and like 60,000, 70,000 fans.
Okay.
They started after the 1962 Olympics
Wow, this has been going on
or
for a
68
while.
Olympics. Yeah.
I didn't realize that. I thought
Yeah.
this was a thing that just started in the woke culture.
No.
This is almost as ancient as the Olympic Games.
As long as there's games, there will be gays.
Yeah. As long as there's gays, there will be games.
Yes.
It's-
Let them play.
yeah.
Yeah.
Look at you coming in hot.
Just wanted to give you a little information.
Coming in hot. Thank you for that. I did not know about the gay games, but thank you for that.
Yeah. You're
We all
welcome.
know about that. So you had an interesting week.
Yeah. Butts out vacation.
Butts out vacation. And you so I was originally, when I was thinking about this, I was like, man, she had a martial artist weekend. This is a crazy martial artist weekend. And I kept thinking of it like that.
Yeah.
Right. And, but I realized now the whole week was a martial artist week.
Yeah, man, I did a lot of stuff. I did stuff. Like so I had a dinner with family on Friday.
Mm-hmm.
And then Saturday we had team day at the gym.
Yeah.
A whole day celebration with our martial arts family.
Yeah.
Right? And then Sunday I went and did a competition. And then we went to the beach for a whole week.
Yeah.
And then Friday I went to jiu-jitsu camp.
Yeah. And I was like, I wasn't even counting the ironically, when I was
Yeah.
considering your whole martial arts week,
Yeah.
I wasn't even counting the competition. I wasn't even counting the team day that we spent with our martial arts family.
I know.
I wasn't counting those. I was just counting like the time at the beach, at the ocean, being one with nature.
Yeah, no, this week, like, I feel like I moved, you know, like, I didn't sit in front of a computer screen at all this week.
Yeah, you were like embracing waves. You're out in the water. You're getting aquatic.
Yeah.
You were
I
aquatic.
was swimming with fish, like, in the middle of the fish. I was chasing them in the ocean.
Yeah, you were out there living a good life, right?
Yeah.
And then you went to your jiu-jitsu camp, which was on the weekend.
Mm-hmm.
But the crazy part about it to me is that, you know, in your anime character,
Mm-hmm.
because you literally left from the ocean to your jiu-jitsu camp. Like you came out of the ocean.
I had sandy feet when I got to jiu-jitsu camp.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like it's like you came out of the ocean, picked up your sword, and walked to jiu-jitsu camp as the sun was setting.
Yeah. Yeah.
It's pretty sick.
Yeah.
Yeah, so that's fun. So here's my question. And so after a week like that, especially when you factor in the fact that you had the competition and the team day, where are you as far as seeing yourself as a martial artist is concerned? Because for a long time, I think you consider that somewhat of a dorky thing because it's what I considered myself for a long time, right? And in your mockery of me, you kind of I don't want to say crystallized what it meant to be what it meant to identify as but I think you had like I mean, I do martial arts all the time, but I'm not a martial artist. Right? So where do you stand? Where do you stand on accepting that you, Ansley, are a martial artist?
Oh man, I don't even know because I guess I still wasn't 100% accepting of it, but like I feel like
you fought somebody, you went to a 3-day sleepaway jiu-jitsu camp.
yeah.
And you're like, I'm not really. Yeah. Okay.
But I think like we had been labeling our weeks for a while.
Yeah.
We got away from it a little bit, but I think I can answer this question with a label for my week, like what my week was. And it was like, it was very yin and yang. It was like everything matters and nothing matters.
Yeah.
Like, so it's like, I am a martial artist and I am not Sydney. Like.
I see what you did there.
Yeah. Yeah.
I see what you did there. All right. So, but what is it? What is the part of you that is a martial artist? Like, what does that mean?
When we were, so we also did Wim Hof breathing at Sleepaway Jiu-Jitsu
You
camp.
Wim Hof?
Yeah.
You Wim Hof without me?
Yeah. And so like, I'm pretty enlightened right now.
Yeah.
Cause like I've been through something, Sydney.
I don't know if you know this, but you shut off your reptile brain. I mean, I don't care what anybody. I don't care what you've been through. I don't care 50 Cent how many times you've been shot. Have you shut off your reptile brain yet?
Yeah.
Fuck out of here, 50 Cent.
Right.
So you had Wim Hof breathing. You had some Wim Hof breathing, yo. So you had some Wim Hof breathing, and if you're not familiar with it, it's this guy Wim Hof. Mm-hmm. He basically coined this breathing technique that makes your body alkaline. What alkalinity is, who knows? Yeah,
right? The breathing, I forget what the name is, but it takes you lower your CO2 level. Mm-hmm. So it like you're breathing, you're focusing on breathing out, and so it takes all of your blood rushes to it sends your body into fight or flight, and all your blood rushes to your organs, like it leaves your fingertips and your toes and everything, because you're telling your body that it's panicking, and so then
So Ansley did this technique, and it's supposed to allow you to be able to withstand ridiculous temperatures, extreme temperatures, especially cold, right? And I will say this, I have to say this, right? Because when Ansley and I first met, I discovered Wim Hof breathing when I was a young lad. Mm-hmm. And I was convinced that I discovered a breathing technique that allowed me to change the temperature of my body. You remember this, yes, no? Mm-hmm. Right?
There have been times when I've gotten a fever, and when you get really cold, and I rely on body-to-body contact with you, and you heat my core temperature up with your body
because of my beliefs alone.
Yeah,
right. We've been living this way for 21 years, and I guess I'm looking at it from a lot of different angles. Like 21 years ago, we got together, and you got with this dude who just got kicked off / quit the track team, telling you that he can breathe techniques to change his body temperature, and then you fucked me.
Fucked a weirdo. That's how I got here.
More than once. Mind you. You let me see you naked.
Yeah.
So that's just a funny thing to me.
So that's funny to you.
Yeah, but 20, at least 21 years later, you're like, okay, so he was a weirdo, but he was on to something. Right? Do you think
you trying to make my week all about you?
I'm not even trying to, but I'm just curious how much of your week was about me. How much of did you think about me during the Wim Hof break? Did you think about that time? Did it ever cross your mind at all? I was ahead of my time.
Yeah, it crossed my mind.
Okay.
I mean, I feel like I was going into it as a true believer,
Yeah.
Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah.
Nice. All right, so all right, tell us about it. What was the process? How did it go?
Yeah, I was saying something before. I guess we'll probably get to it.
Yeah, we'll probably get to it, right? So you you're going to do this Wim Hof breathing thing. Mm-hmm. It's part of the package. It's part of this sleepaway jiu-jitsu camp. We called it sleepaway boner camp in the last episode, We're going to be a little more I mean, I'm choosing to be more respectful. We didn't talk about this.
You should. It was a martial artist retreats, and again.
Yeah, I mean, why would I? I'm not going to be disrespectful about the martial art.
No.
Right? So you went to sleepaway boner camp.
Yeah.
So you're going to, like, what did you think this was? What did you think the experience was going to be like? And I guess compared to what it was ended up being like.
So
I mean, because the reason why I asked you, because again, like, because a lot of people would hear something like this Wim Hof breathing, and think that it's like woohoo, whereas actually it does have, it's based in science.
yeah. So you didn't finish explaining who Wim Hof was. So he has like over 30 Guinness Book World Records of doing things such as holding his breath under ice for the longest time, or climbing Mount Everest in only underwear, or, but he also like believes in the breathing technique as a way to heal your own body. And,
which is my whole thing. Right.
And so like his wife committed suicide, and like, that's when he like had to, like, that's what what pushed him into this line of work that he has, because now one of his passions is to help other people, and he believes that this is his methods can help people, because most things are based off inflammation. And if you can make your body alkaline, then your body can deal with inflammation. It kind of like cleans and resets your body.
I wonder if he like partially discovered it like in a panic attack about his wife's.
They were saying that, like, one of the things they told you when you were getting in the ice bath, like, if you are having a really hard time, like in the ice bath, you need to breathe slowly, right? And you need to, and breathe in and breathe out. And that with like, right before you go to sleep, or if you have a really big cry, and you can see like kids do this, there's like a natural breathing when you go, like, and it like happens right when you're falling asleep and stuff like that. And like they recommended doing that. So you saying that, like, it's a breathing that you do when you're crying, in like deep morning crying. So
I wonder if he discovered it within that. Like, he discovered.
He tried to hold his breath and
not
because
breathe. That's like a mental. It has to be somewhat of a mental struggle, because you're in this deep sorrow. You're mourning this person. Yeah, your body is naturally taking these breaths that are somewhat cathartic, and you feel a physiological rush of endorphins that make you feel better while you're mourning, and you're battling your body. You're like, because you're in your brain is like, I don't want to feel good, body, and your body's like, well, we're gonna fucking die.
Yeah,
like, we're gonna poison our organs and die.
Yeah,
if we don't give you shots of this.
Yeah.
So I just, when I think about the times that I've been in the deepest sorrow, and I had those spurts of that breath that makes you not feel terrible.
Yeah.
I remember it being just a little bit of a battle in that moment.
Yeah. Well, but the meditative breathing is all about breathing in, like big deep breaths, as deep as you can, and like, yeah. But definitely different breathing techniques for different things.
Yeah. So this Wim Hof breathing is a little trendy, pop culture-y, right? Yeah. But it's also something that works, and you did it, and you said it was somewhat of a euphoric experience.
Yeah, I mean, it was so because all of the oxygen's getting pulled in, you feel like you have like weights on your fingers and your forearms. Like it's like they're like this crazy pressure.
Crush those weights.
But it's like pulling you to the ground.
Dude,
but
nothing pulls me to the ground. I'd sprawl so hard. I'd be sprawling the whole entire time.
I don't think we didn't talk about that, but whatever you want to do with your technique.
Sydney's resisting it. This is my time. I pay for my time.
But at the same time, you.
What is that feeling? Like your whole entire body is being pulled, or the weights? All like, is it a weighted blanket feeling? Is it like a puppeteer kind of pulling you?
It feels like your fingers have turned black and they're metal.
My fingers are black.
I feel like a black person.
and society is pulling you down. Is it a man? Is it one white man pulling you down? Is it the man?
It's like you can't tell if you're heavy inside or on top of you. Like it's like a hard.
So it's like to be black.
But it's just like you're not sure if you can move your finger you're not sure if you can move yourself. Like you feel almost like you're a statue, but at the same time, like mentally you're like one lady who does Wim Hof breathing, she said she was like, I had a full DMT experience. Like she said, like the white light, and and you're like, he's like playing this like music that he makes. It's like chanting and like drums, and he's like really intense and like talking, keeping you on rhythm breathing, and it's like, do it, you can do it, you can, and like, so it's like a whole, and you're just laying there with your eyes closed, so it's a whole experience, and like all that, it seems so loud at first, and then all of that stuff just like is like in a different place, like it's not like you're so in you. But I also like, I felt 100% connected to like that connection to the universe.
You
like
entered
I
your
felt
connection with fungi. Your fungi connection is a connection to the universe. You turn into
a mushroom.
If again, I can't really express it because I don't know the science for sure. But evolutionarily
bro
speaking,
it up.
right? This is bro knowledge. Evolutionarily speaking, there was a time when fungi and bacteria somehow mattered together to create evolution of animals, right? And you got back to that fungi state where, and the way that fungi kind of like seek nutrients is through their mycelium, not the mushroom cap, that's the fruit.
That's the
but
fruit.
through the veins and arms that reach into the universe.
My veins were definitely connected into the universe, like into the earth.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You went back to your vegetable body.
I did. I vegetabled.
Yeah. That's pretty sick.
I was an eggplant.
Yeah.
And like the emotions that I was dealing with from, I lost my fight on Sunday.
Yeah.
And like I'd been thinking a lot about that, and like like every time you lose, it's like an ego blast. It's like and like you have this dream that you'll like have this story about like I won and I was great, and like and like all of it really is like about how at least for me is like wanting to feel special. Like I'm good at jujitsu, so that makes me special. I'm talented. Like when you win, you're special. And like when you lose, you're not so special. Like so like that was like, and that's what I was like dealing with still. A little bit, and I totally felt the like it was like all at once. Like you're not special, like because you're part of everything else, and so that's okay. But everything else is special, so you are special, because everybody is special, because everybody makes up the universe.
You had an ego death and a rebirth?
Yeah.
Without me?
Yeah.
You're doing all that? You're better than me now?
I'm just like, but listen. I also have been listening to a book about ancient wisdom.
So you're going to tell me how you're somehow even more better than me because you're okay that I'm not as good as you? No.
I'm gonna bring you with me, Sydney.
I'd love to come with you.
Because
it sounds like you're in a good place right now. I would really love to be in the place you are.
Pre-Christian.
Is this one of the things that we do to like be a good couple? Like we stay in different places. Physically, we need space apart. Metaphysically, we need a little distance. Yeah. Okay. All right. So link me with your vegetable body right now.
So I can't yet. But I have hope that I can.
How dare you say that? Why do you know that? Why, like, you're not even going to give it a shot? Like, you just know that already without even trying?
No. Because you have to take the journey. But I'm going to be able to lead you because before Christianity, when there was the religion that has no name, it was women that led the services to help people find have death and reborn.
Yeah.
So I feel very qualified as your mystic to take you on this journey when the time comes.
All right. I guess I'm ready for this ego death. I mean, it's like, because right now I don't like how my ego feels. I don't want it anymore. I don't want this. I don't want an ego. It's crushing me. Oh, yeah. That is the downside of having an ego. This right here, the way I feel.
Yeah.
Oh, it's not very good. Usually my ego is like one of my favorite things about me. Like it's like almost everything that I've ever done that's cool, I felt like was propelled in some way by my ego.
Yeah.
Right? But this,
Yeah.
This isn't good. This isn't good. If this is the path
Yeah.
that an ego can take you down.
Yeah.
Man, all right, let's get into this show. I mean, we're already almost enlightened. You're almost already taking us there. So if you haven't ever listened to Two Jack Pros, what we do, Ansley and I, is we are basically trying to figure out a way that the essence of us, who we are as people, as inappropriate and as imperfect as we are, we still believe that we can achieve some sort of higher consciousness, some sort of enlightenment. Ansley may have already achieved it without me. This may be the last episode. Ansley might have won. It might be over. It might be over. But it's funny because I forgot to turn my backlight on, so it just looks like there's a halo around you and not me. I'm just in the doldrums over here. All right. So so we have segments to help get us there. And one of the segments that we do is we like to give apologies to anything in the universe that we may need to apologize to. Person, place, or thing, any noun that we may need to apologize to kind of get us back to neutral so that we can move forward to our path of enlightenment. Ansley, what do you got?
This one's a little cringy.
Okay.
I confused a girl at camp with somebody else at camp. Like I thought she was somebody else.
Mm-hmm.
I thought she was another Asian that looks just like her.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
I asked her.
Might I add, they look alike. Not just because they're Asian, but just because sometimes people look alike.
I'm like convinced I need to see a picture of these two people next to each other because I'm like, they look like in my mind right now, they're still the same person.
And you have experience with people that look alike. You have identical twin daughters.
Yeah.
You know, so it's not like you're coming from identical twin brown daughters who are like basically the color of Asians.
Yeah. These girls are the same color as
Yeah.
them.
So it's not like you are inexperienced between deciphering that skin tone of people that look alike.
Yeah, and I think they might have the exact same gi. Like,
As our girls.
yeah, as each other.
Yeah.
And they're like, it's like they both do jujitsu. So I asked her 2 questions. I asked her one question about her being promoted, and she was like, no. And I was like, oh, okay. And
We're
then
in the same belt too.
yeah. and then I was like, oh, I must have got mixed up. I was like, oh, but your boyfriend got promoted, right? And she's like, no. And then that's when I was like, oh, you are not the person I think you are.
Wrong Asian. As long as you don't go wrong Asian, I think you're good.
Yeah.
I think
yeah.
you keep it in.
Yeah.
You know, you also can't make the wrong Asian face. They know it. We don't know it. We don't know when we're making it, but they know when we're making it.
I was like gonna try to explain to her that I was sorry, and then I was just like, I just need to stop. Just stop.
Don't even.
Yeah. So I didn't.
That is the new wave.
Yeah.
Don't apologize. That's the new wave of the world. Don't apologize to the person. Do it on a podcast where nobody can hear it.
Yeah.
She'll never know.
My bad.
She'll never know. My bad. My bad to those Asians, that Asian. Who knows? Maybe they were playing a prank on you.
I think so.
Yeah.
I think so.
It's again, and I'm standing by. I'm vouching for your ability to decipher that color people.
Yeah. I'll have to see if I can find pictures of these girls.
So, all right. So I have to. This apology is crazy. So I'm apologizing to Dominique Moceanu, former America's sweetheart gymnast from the 1996 Atlanta Olympics.
Mm-hmm.
Right, America's darling. I had issues with Dominique Moceanu because I really felt like Nastia Lukin edged her out in the floor competition. So overall, was it the overall? Mm. And I thought Nastia Lukin I thought she edged her out with the floor routine.
That's your darling. Dominique Moceanu is not your darling, huh?
I mean, I think
your
I was
gymnast darling,
and that's what I need to apologize about. I think I was a little too. I had too much angst about things that were like cute and coddled, right? Mm-hmm. Things that were coddled because they were cute. Mm-hmm. I was always a little bit resistant because I was always a little bit of a rugged kid. You know what I mean? I wasn't coddleable.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
So I didn't get coddled, and I kind of resented that did.
Yeah.
Right. And I felt like America was coddling her with her little cutesy moves that she was doing. You know, it's like, get out of here. You ain't twerking. Get out of here. You know? And so I have to apologize. And here, so, and it is what it is. Like I came across a cool story that made me feel just see. So
Did you get to know her a little bit better?
I got to know Dominique Moceanu a little bit.
Yeah.
Right. And so this story has some Romanian background.
Yeah.
Right. So there could very well be witchcraft involved.
Okay.
Right. I don't know. You decide.
Okay.
But we do know Romania is really densely populated with active witchcraft.
Maybe that's part of why I've been resistant to being a martial artist. I'm like, I'm a witch.
Yeah.
Can you be a witch and a martial artist?
You think that's what's not weird?
Yeah. All
I'm
right, go ahead.
a weirdo martial artist. I'm a witch. I'm a Romanian witch. Just start wearing headscarves all the time.
Jangles. Get ready for some jangles.
Bracelets on bracelets on bracelets on bracelets.
Yeah.
So, here we go. So, this starts off with a family in America. There's an American family. They had all boys, and the mom always wanted a daughter.
Yeah,
right?
of course.
They got to the point where they couldn't conceive anymore, so they're adopting them.
Ah, okay.
Right? So
Still kept getting boys.
yeah,
Damn it.
they adopted 5 boys. Fuck.
Put them with the rest.
Oh shit. All right, one more. We're gonna adopt one more time. It's like, honey, just point at a girl, please. It's not that hard. It's not that hard. So, they were having trouble adopting. No, they were adopting, and they ended up with a little girl from Romania, and she didn't have legs. She was born that way. She had a congenital defect where she was born without legs. Right.
Okay.
And
they wanted another.
yeah,
Honey, next time, point to the one with the arms and legs.
whole one. Point to a whole one. We're gonna get us a daughter sooner or later. We're
Half
gonna
a
get us
daughter.
a whole daughter sooner or later. So, and they absolutely love this. This is a good family. This is a good.
I'm
maybe
happy story.
Midwestern family. I think it's a
Yeah.
Midwestern family. And they got themselves this like Romanian chick that can blend in with the whiteness in their community, right?
Yeah.
And she ends up being like this ridiculous athlete. She's like super athletic, and in like everything that she does, like she swims, she plays baseball. Like when they would show, I would watch this little 15-minute documentary that was sent to me by shout out Beth Loretz, Lafayette track team. What up, high jumper? Like we communicate every 4 years.
Mm-hmm.
It's Olympic season, so she sent me this story. And they were showing a picture of like her baseball, like softball, like her running in, like, pulling in the home.
Okay.
And like, she's using her arms.
Yeah.
And she's kind of dragging her lower half, but like lifting it and pulling it. And so
I like how you're like, her skin's the right color to blend in with this town.
No.
Yeah.
The community.
The
like,
community.
This family, they could be like, oh, this is one of our regular white kids.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Okay.
It's, so she's like, they probably always say she's adopted though. It seems like she had an adopted story.
Okay.
Right. So the picture is her like close to home plate, and you see this like trail of dust behind her.
Yeah.
Like she's like smoking. She's
Yeah.
like that. I was about to date myself with a reference that you wouldn't even get. Remember the show Pinwheel on Nickelodeon? And it was a really fast snail, and he would leave like a trail of dust.
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah. That reference.
Yeah.
So she is watching the 96 Olympics. Even before the 96 Olympics, she fell in love with the gymnast Dominique Moceanu.
Okay.
Right? And she's like, she's the best Olympian, the best gymnast in the world. I want to be like her. And Dominique Moceanu
Almost had no legs. I mean, she was very short. Yeah.
And that was her thing, because Dominique Moceanu has a Romanian background.
Yeah.
And so she knows that she has a Romanian background. She knows that she's adopted. And she's excited to see Dominique Moceanu because she has features that look like her.
Yeah.
And like everybody else, like when you see somebody looking like you do cool stuff on TV, it feels good.
Yeah.
Right? So she's really excited about Dominique Moceanu, favorite gymnast. Atlanta Olympics happened. Now she's like obsessed with Dominique Moceanu. She wins the Olympics. Her favorite gymnast before the Olympics goes to the Olympics, wins the gold medal, looks just like her, and she's just in love with her, right? Flash forward, she ends up with a friend that's also adopted in teenagers, and the adopted friend goes on a mission, a quest to find her biological parents.
Okay.
Right? That gets our legless hero curious for the first time about who her parents are. Just like, what's her background? Like, can she even know their name, their last name? And that's when her mom was like, fuck. Like, we have to tell her this. And we don't know how she's going to take it.
Okay.
So her real mom's last name is Moceanu.
That's her sister? That's her mother?
Dominique Moceanu is her fucking sister.
What?
Her biological sister.
Yeah.
And she writes this letter to Dominique Moceanu, telling her about this. And she's like, flash Dominique Moceanu is
Was
now,
Dominique Moceanu was adopted too?
No, she wasn't adopted.
Oh, she wasn't.
This is her biological mom.
Dominique lives with the biological mom.
Yeah, she was raised by the biological mom and possibly the biological father. I think it was the biological father as well. So she was raised by the Romanian Moceanu
Family that gave up the legless girl.
Yeah, they gave it the legless girl. And so that was her sister.
Yeah.
And she basically, like, Dominique Moceanu, like, called her mom and was like, did you give up a daughter for adoption in 1987?
Yeah.
And the mom was like, yeah. Yeah, that was me. I was like, yeah, I did that. Why you ask?
Yeah, that conversation can't go any other way, huh?
It's a weird conversation, right? But it seemed like it was a very quick conversation.
Yeah.
Because she was like, all right, fine. Then what I'm hearing is the truth, and she went on to, like, pursue a relationship with this legless girl. Mm-hmm. Jennifer, I think her name is. She has a name.
Yeah.
She's a whole lady.
Sure.
But yeah, I mean, like, within this little documentary, Dominique Moceanu is, like, a super charming person.
Yeah.
Like, super charming.
Yeah.
And she has a sister, a younger sister that was raised with her. She's a little chunky sister. Super charming.
Yeah.
This legless chick, it's fucking genetic.
Okay. I thought you were going to say she wasn't.
No, she is like, I could not stop watching this because I could not stop watching this legless chick talk.
Yeah.
She was just so cool about everything, so down to earth about everything, so realistic and aware about it. It was, but also super, like, delusional in a good way, where you could tell she believed in herself.
Yeah, yeah.
And she currently makes a living.
Well, her sister was Dominique Moceanu. Like, I don't care how many legs and limbs you're missing. If that's like, you see your favorite person on TV and then they're your sister, like, that's pretty awesome.
Yeah, you're the tallest person in every room you go into.
Yeah.
Yeah, for sure. But yeah, it was like, I was just blown away. I think that was the thing that, first of all, like, when I first started watching this, I, like, had to stop it. Like, I started watching it while we were at the shore. I had to stop. I was, like, crying.
Yeah.
I can't.
Yeah.
I want to enjoy this. Came back to it later, still cried.
Yeah.
It is a tearjerker.
That's like every adopted person's, like, made up story. Like, that baseball player is my dad, know?
That's what she said. She's like, this doesn't really happen.
Yeah.
This isn't a real story.
Yeah.
She also has tiny gymnast voice.
So it's not because they make them do so many flips that they just get that voice.
No, I think like little genetic elves.
Yeah.
Or have a higher or more prone to success at gymnastics.
Yeah, yeah.
So little elf people.
Yeah.
Get them in it, flip them.
Yeah. Flip them.
And start flipping them. See what they do. See how they land.
Yeah, it'll probably take.
Yeah. So that was an interesting, because all three of them, even the chunky one. Mm-hmm. She also had not tiny gymnast voice. It was like big girl gymnast voice, but she had it.
Yeah.
Right. So yeah. So my bad, Dominique Moceanu.
Man, all these years.
Hating on you like that.
Yeah.
When you were just like a genetically charming person, you couldn't help it. Mm-hmm. Like, it was so charming that I hated on it.
I think that's going to be good for you, Sydney.
Yeah.
Allow you to go out there and be your charming self.
Finally release this burden of hating on Dominique Moceanu for all these years.
Yeah, that's some bad energy you just let go. You feel
did.
good?
I feel very good about that.
Good.
Hell yeah. Hell yeah, Dominique Moceanu. So let me see where we're at. I think we might do a little bit of a short episode just so we can do both episodes this week.
I think that's responsible.
That's the responsible thing to do, right? And this was jam packed.
Yeah.
This is a packed episode. People might have cried during that Dominique Moceanu story.
You think so?
I think so. Dude. It's like, did you at any point feel your tears jerking a little bit? Was I jerking those tears?
No. I
I
knew.
I'm making this hand motion.
Yeah. I knew.
Before I started making this hand motion, it was saying jerking your tears. What were you gonna say?
I knew you were gonna tell me a feel good story, so I wasn't being jerked.
Okay. Give me those tears. Give me those tears. All right. I think that's good.
Yeah.
I think that's good. I think this was a fun episode. Ansley, you experienced a lot this week. We did more than one segment, which felt good.
Look at us.
You know, that felt good.
Yeah.
Ansley, what did you reach enlightenment this week?
Not enlightenment, Sydney, but I think I might have glimpsed it. I think I took a big step. I had a week.
Did you see a mandala?
I don't know what that is.
We'll talk about it on the Patreon.
Okay.
Yeah.
I might have seen one.
Yeah.
Does it jerks? Does it do this?
It definitely jerks you off. Like if you look at the circle inside my jerk motion, that's the mandala.
Yeah.
I'll explain it to you. But I was seeing them everywhere, and I kept seeing the word, and I was like, I got to know what the fuck this is.
Yeah.
What is a mandala?
Yeah.
Right? So, check out our Patreon.
Learn about a mandala.
Yeah. We just got its first promotion for the Patreon at the end of the episode.
Sydney, did you reach enlightenment?
You know, I didn't reach enlightenment, but I do think I got a step closer. After the week we had and you got to go experience all this cool stuff, I didn't have not even a tinge or a twinge of jealousy about it.
You told me you fell in love with me again this week.
I did fall in love with you again this week. It was awesome.
Yeah.
This is one of the best weeks I've ever had.
Yeah.
Yeah. And it's like the cool thing about it is I never fell out of love with you.
Yeah.
It was like on top of what I already thought was the deepest, strongest, most meaningful love that could ever exist between two people.
Mm-hmm.
Went to another level this week.
Mm-hmm.
And then you Wim Hof breathed. Then you Wim Hof breathed.
I just connected my mushrooms to you. It's all.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Mycelium.
Yeah.
Just a mycelium connection,
Mm-hmm.
a deep mycelium connection. I mean, mine's kind of shallow. You're doing you're kind of carrying the depth for both of us right now.
Yeah, I'm tapped into the universe.
I'm gonna get there. I'm gonna let you guru me into a Wim Hof breathing session. I'm gonna get in some ice.
Yeah.
And I'm gonna just mycelium.
Mm-hmm.
Get in there.
Mm-hmm.
So let me get these shout outs in real quick. It was a fun episode.
Mm-hmm.
I like this.
Mm-hmm.
Right? This is so wrong app.
You can do it.
I'm doing it.
I'm here to support you on your quest, whatever it is.
Ride or die. She's a ride or die chick.
Mm-hmm.
You got to get yourself one of them.
Mm-hmm.
Right? Man. Shout out to Mike Butler, Mike Levy, Liz Bot, Kevin Stevens, Julian from Canada, and his wife Meg.says.so, and her podcast So and Tell. They made us some masks in the early pandemic and she made us some masks in the early pandemic, saved our lives early on. Let's go out of the house, you know?
Yeah.
Kevin Lau, Mary Jo Butterly, Nicole Raj, Janelle, Courtney, Rick, Coach Rick, Keith Butts, Andrew Pace, Kyle Hancock, Erica Daniels, Levi Mercer, Justin Masabi, Ezekiel Ellis, Logan, Ryan, Roger Down, Joe Rob, Joe Francis, and his girlfriend's company, Saved by the Wreath, TJ James, our man down under holding us down, Nick Cupsey and his 2 books Lost in the Mail, The 5 People You Meet in Wawa, this old guy, Chris Bruno, Chris Bruno's not the soul guy and Chris Bruno, Kevin McGran, Graham Hoffman, Chris Tucker, Derek Towson, who is my brother, different last name, it is what it is, Sean Dowdy, Guy Patterson, Brian Bachner, Toscani Rodriguez, Sean, the Boner King, king of all, every single one of the boners. And shout out to his prince of all boners, his new son, John Montag, Sam Amon, Cam Snyder. Damn it. I still didn't write those other ones down. Oh, Jacob Amon, who's making me a knife. Atlas Tugged, who's making a belt.
Yeah.
Yeah. Ansley wants some accoutrement.
Yes, for my journey, please.
Yeah, she needs something
I need a belt to put my knife in.
Yeah.
Then I need a knife to put in my belt.
Step by step.
Yeah.
Build. Like as a martial artist, you will build.
Yes.
Yeah. All right. You're currently listening to Melissa Val Kingdom and her band Circadian Clock, who also did our very new and very fun theme song. Intro song rather, and check out all of her stuff on Beethoven Violin on YouTube, and check out Circadian Clock on Spotify. Thank you so much for listening. We love you guys.
See ya.
She got you.